Before we start this video and what this video is going to be about, we have to do a bit of a eulogy here because Marco Rossi did re-sign with the Minnesota Wild, and I've been saying for a while, I don't know what it is, I just feel that Marco Rossi should be a Vancouver Canuck. Something about it just looks like in the future he is going to be a Vancouver Canuck, and honestly, it kind of sucks. I think that player would be perfect for them. Elias Pettersson, Marco Rossi, and Filip Chytil down the middle. It kind of sucks, but it is what it is. We're going to be talking about more Quinn Hughes trade rumors, more trade rumors that aren't going to be coming through today. But guys, welcome back to Pixel Plus Hockey. If you could make sure to hit that subscribe button, it would be so greatly appreciated. And thank you so much to those that are already supporting me. I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers, so it's just very humbling to see all of the support that I am getting. Thank you again. So I had found a very interesting article here in Canucks Daily, and I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to talk about the really interesting quotes around this. I might end up being wrong about Quinn Hughes and the Vancouver Canucks. My personal opinion is that I think that he eventually does re-sign with the Vancouver Canucks. I think that he just wants to win, right? I think that's what it's mainly going to boil down to. Who wouldn't? But here we have some very interesting quotes. Rumors surrounding Quinn Hughes' future in Vancouver date back to April, when the Canucks president and hockey operations, Jim Rutherford, told reporters his contract might not come down to money, as the captain had expressed desire to eventually play with his brothers in the NHL one day. Close quote. Right, so we do know that happened. That is one thing that I will admit, even the people that say people that disagree with me on this, where they say, no, Quinn Hughes is definitely on his way out. There's a lot of people that disagree with me on this. I might end up being wrong, and that is one quote that I will point to as that the other side has a point here. When they say that, I'm like, that's fair enough. I'm not going to lie. And here we have another interesting quote from Rutherford. It's exactly what he said. Quote, "It may not boil down to money with Quinn. He said before he wants to play with his brothers. That would be partly out of our control, in the control if we brought his brothers here." Close quote. So obviously, Rutherford is essentially saying there that they're in an impossible situation, right? How are you going to get both of his brothers to come play in Vancouver? That's just simply not going to happen. And it's true that even top insiders are starting to weigh in on this stuff. And I look at, all insiders are generally pretty good. Some of them are hit and miss. Some of them are very, very good. Like Frank Cervelli might be on the bottom. Sometimes he's right and sometimes he is. But I personally think that Elliotte Friedman is by far the best NHL insider, bar none. And this is a very interesting quote from him, which is making me pause even my own beliefs when it comes to Quinn Hughes. Quote, "Elliotte Friedman, Canucks are absolutely on the clock when it comes to Quinn Hughes. Hughes is not going to start saying, I don't want to be somewhere I'm not going to win at some point. NHL rumor report shared on X in early June." Close quote. So again, that goes down to him wanting to win. So here's the thing. This is why I think that this is such a pivotal season for the Vancouver Canucks. I really think this is so important for them to have a good season, and why I'm a little bit disappointed that they didn't solve their center position, because I think that Elias Pettersson is better than he showed last year. Absolutely. I think he's probably going to score 80, 85 points next year. That's what I'm guessing he's going to score. I worry about Filip Chytil being in the second slot. So I would personally see him as a third-line center. He plays 15 minutes a game. That's what his natural position is. So that's where I start to worry a little bit. And here we have an interesting quote for James Myrtle as well. He wrote an article in The Athletic about Quinn Hughes. A quote, "Maybe Vancouver surprises and has a huge bounce-back season that convinces their captain to stay. Feels unlikely to me, to be honest, but that's their best-case scenario. Otherwise, they'll have to start contemplating what a blockbuster trade might look like and whether it's all about futures." Close quote. I would be really unfortunate. It would be really unfortunate if it's all about futures. The problem with this is if Quinn Hughes only wants to go to New Jersey, that massively dictates what you are going to get back. It's kind of like Rasmus Anderson. There was rumors that he only wanted to go to Vegas. Okay, then you can only get a very very limited amount, right? If he's only willing to sign. If he's willing to sign anywhere or at least to 10 teams, then it's a lot better, right? You're like, well, he can sign anywhere. You can get a lot for Quinn Hughes, and you should get a lot for Quinn Hughes. But honestly, guys, I want to know your opinions on this. You tell me, what do you think is actually going to happen when it comes to Quinn Hughes? Do you think that it's pretty much done? Are you totally black-pilled on this and you're like, no, he's done? I'm not totally black-pilled on this at all. I think that this is a pivotal season for the Vancouver Canucks. If they show that they can be a playoff team and Quinn Hughes is happy there, of course he'll re-sign. Tons of American guys have re-signed in Vancouver. Another name that I'm going to be keeping a huge close eye on is Atu Ratu. I think that he is a wild card this season. I think that he can play center in the NHL. He hasn't played a lot in the NHL, so I'm kind of interested to see. I'm really interested to see how he performs, right? So I'm thinking, here's the thing. They're going to have minutes available at center. They have Filipino, they have Elias Pettersson, especially if there's an injury. Like, can you imagine if one of those two guys gets injured? And Filipino has some history of being injured as well, which kind of worries you. You could see this young man step in. He's been very good in the American Hockey League, very consistent in the AHL. He's young. I think that this could be a player. When I think the New York Islanders drafted him, I was floored by that pick. I thought it was a really, really good one. But guys, I think I am going to leave this video here. Just wanted to touch on the new Quinn Hughes or news and rumors. If you guys could make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it, guys. And make sure to have a great day. Goodbye, guys.